Welcome to the National Supernatural History Museum at Beacon Hills and our latest exhibit, Akanima at Versailles. The remains and artifacts surrounding the discovery of this rare and mysterious creature from the 18th century are on loan from the French National Supernatural Museum in Paris. The centerpiece of the exhibit showcases the world's only known remains of an alpha canima, discovered by a Flanders farmer while plowing a field in 1966. Initially thought to be the partial remains of a slain soldier from the First World War, workers at the Gallery of Paleontology and Comparative Anatomy in Paris quickly determined the remains were of supernatural origin.
Les os ont réagi aux cendres de Rowan, alors ils savaient que c'était inhabituel. Stéphane espérait que c'était un vampire. Bien sûr, il n'y a pas une telle chose, plusieurs types de loups-garous différents que nous connaissons. Mais il n'y a pas de vampire.
According to the extensive collection of Henri Argent journals on permanent display at Versailles, Akanima arrived at the court of King Louis XV of France in 1767. The canima was ultimately revealed to be a tradesman of Flanders, who was hired along with hundreds of others to work on the new palace opera. About a dozen courtiers were killed in nightly attacks before Argent and his wife Jean-Marie Vallée managed to track and capture the lizard-like creature's human form. According to Argent, the man was the unwitting and unwilling host of the shapeshifter. Following the famed werewolf hunter's instructions, the king ordered a cage simple in shape but of extraordinary complexity, consisting of layers of metal bars and woven pieces of rowan wood. Under strict secrecy, the cage was built in one night inside a temporary structure on the grounds at Versailles. The king, having survived one assassination attempt in 1754, did not want word of this latest brush with death to reach his people or his political enemies. At the Argent's urging, the prisoner was not fed and only allowed water laced with wolfsbane and heavy doses of opium. From the Journal of Henri Argent, 1767.
Alors que je l'interrogeais, l'homme
As
commença
I
à
questioned, the man began to change in a most dramatic way. Scales like those of a snake appeared in waves upon his skin. His face elongated until it appeared snake-like, and the transformed man spoke in voice different than his own, a thick Eastern accent. I at first believed to be Russian, demanded to know if the murderous king was dead. And when informed otherwise, cursed Louis and his entire line, France, French women, and the sorry state of French opera.
Upon hearing Argent's account, the king came to the cage and situated himself nearby for more than 3 hours, waiting for the creature to speak again. For much of that time, the human only moaned or sang softly in a language called Walloon. The king amused himself by playing cards. Toward sunset, Argent reports that the scales again appeared on the man's skin. His drooping eyes opened, showing red and yellow with the slit-shaped pupil of a snake. The king seemed fascinated by this process and edged ever closer to the cage until his guard bade him to stop. In a few moments, the creature fixed its gaze on Louis and spat, "Puppet King," and some other words in a language that Argent did not recognize. His Excellence was reported to have exclaimed,
Quand les poules pissent. C'est la voix du traître Saint-Germain.
"The voice of the traitor Saint Germain." A master of alchemy, the Count de Saint Germain had been a favorite of the king's mistress, Madame de Pompadour, but he ran afoul of the king's advisors during the 7 Years' War and was sent fleeing across Europe. It is believed that Saint Germain found the Kanama in the possession of a petty thief in Belgium. While the Count apparently paid for the creature with several diamonds, the purchase price and the means by which the Kanama was transferred to a new master are lost to history. After a few more attempts to free his monster remotely, Germain appeared to give up, leaving the man to doze, drugged in human form. It stayed that way for approximately 3 months before the man was found dead. While obviously deceased and declared so by a court physician, Henri Argent demanded that the body be returned to the cage and locked inside. Within a day, the body began oozing a clear and viscous liquid. According to the journal, the room was filled with the smell of cinnamon and rotting wood. When the 3rd day dawned, the liquid had hardened into a full-body cocoon and was pulsing with an inner light. After a week, the cocoon opened with a thunderous crack. By the time Henri was summoned and making his way through the palace grounds to the outbuilding that housed the cage, the creature burst up through the roof of the structure and flew away. Immediately, reports of a winged demon began to spread throughout the French countryside. One cow was reportedly mutilated and partially eaten by the beast, but there were no reports of any attacks on people, as the creature seemed to avoid populated areas. The Argents tracked 3 weeks north out to Flanders, dutifully taking down the accounts and sketching out even the most outlandish descriptions of the creature. The last confirmed sighting was from a soldier atop the citadel of Lille. He reported the creature circled the star-shaped fortification slowly several times before flying toward the northeast. While tales of the flying demon man of Flanders persisted for decades after, there was no real evidence of what had happened to the creature that Argent and Vallée dubbed the Canema Evolved. And now this rare creature comes to the home of the Nemeton. Beacon Hills is offering a unique opportunity to explore a piece of history that has captivated imaginations for centuries. While viewing the actual reconstructed remains of the creature, artifacts, and 3D recreations of the various images and descriptions from the Argent journals, visitors can gain insight into the cultural significance of this creature and its impact on French folklore and mythology. See a Canema at Versailles. Tickets are on sale now at the museum in the heart of downtown Beacon Hills. Join us for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and step back in time to uncover the supernatural secrets of the past.